What qualities do you think true leaders possess?
Well, I think that there's a lot of qualities that true leaders possess. So, for instance, one of the characteristics probably that comes to mind first was being able to be, not, I guess, not being afraid to delegate, right? So, a true leader is going to be able to say to other people, "Hey, listen, I need help," because they can't do everything themselves. I remember when I first got into administration, that was a very difficult thing for me to do, to be able to say that I don't have to have my hands in everything. But I think a true leader has to be able to say, hey, listen, I need you to do this and you to do this, and everybody shares, in that, because in reality, it really does take a community to kind of, achieve a lot of things, and that's kind of the mentality that we have here. Everybody, we want everybody to have their hands in things. I think honesty is another huge characteristic. Again, when I first got into administration, I think I wanted to kind of have the mentality of wanting to please everybody. But unfortunately, a leader can't please everybody, but they certainly can be honest. And if you're not honest with people, whether you're a leader in my capacity or a student leader, for instance, if you're not honest, and it can be done in a respectful way, people are going to continue to think that everything is fine. So before you guys came in, I was actually just typing up an observation. And I need to be honest when I do observations, for instance, of teachers, because if I keep telling them that, oh, everything's great, then they're going to continue to teach in that fashion. Same thing in a student perspective. A student leader would want to be honest. They don't have to be rude about it, right? But if they wanted to be honest to somebody else, then they want to be able to, kind of be respectful and maybe communicate, hey, listen, I don't appreciate you doing this or saying that. And that's how you communicate and have honesty. So I think those are two of the biggest strengths that people would need to have to be a leader. There are many characteristics, of course, as you know. And I think if I had to pick a third, I probably would say commitment. So as a student leader, if you want to be a student leader, you have to be committed. You have to be committed to what that goal is that you might have. And same thing in the real world. So you have to be committed to what you want to do in life. So those are the top three if I had to pick three.
Okay. How can leaders help fight against bullying in your school?
I think first and foremost, they actually have to be willing to, number one thing would be have a voice. And I think that they have to have a positive voice. And you can have a voice in a lot of different ways. You can have a voice when you see something that you don't appreciate. If you're comfortable, you can certainly speak up for that victim, let's say, in a bullying situation. I certainly wouldn't want it to become a situation where now that person is going to be targeted. However, there's other things. If people aren't able to or feel comfortable in that situation, then they go to a guidance counselor, go to a vice principal, seek out a favorite teacher and use them and almost use them in a mentoring capacity. And student voice is something that we've been working on in this community at our school, because we want to have more student voice. I want to have more interaction with you guys like this, because I think it's important. That's how we learn, right? We might think as adults we know everything, but guess what? We don't. And times change. So when I was growing up, bullying looked a lot different than it looks now. We didn't have these devices at our fingertips when I was your age. So it's changed, and we need to change with the times. But I think that a leader in the school, a student leader, can use their voice in a lot of different ways. And like I said, really just getting involved. This project alone, this unit alone, is something that's very important, because we do take a look at these projects, and it kind of opens our eyes sometimes to